poker player named Annie Duke spent years dominating tables full of people who were technically better at math. When she was asked how, she said something that had nothing to do with cards. She said, "Most people play their hand. I play the other person's next 3 hands." She wasn't calculating odds more precisely than her opponents. She was modeling their decision trees, running forward simulations of how they'd respond to each of her possible moves, then choosing the move that produced the best outcome 3 steps downstream. Her opponents were reacting to the current situation. She was positioning for a situation that hadn't happened yet. By the time they saw the trap, their own previous decisions had already built it. That's game theory applied in real time. And it works the same way at a poker table, in a salary negotiation, or in any exchange where one person is reacting and the other is anticipating. Your brain is being structured right now, and you can feel it if you pay attention. The title of this video promised a simple strategy that outsmarts 99% of people. That promise created something your mind can't easily dismiss: an open loop. A question was planted, and your brain is now allocating attention toward resolving it. Every section that passes without fully delivering the answer increases your investment. The more invested you become, the more likely you are to stay, to save this, to apply whatever comes next. I'm telling you the structure while you're inside it. And even knowing how it works, you're still here. Because understanding a game and being immune to it are 2 completely different things. That gap between understanding and immunity is where all of game theory operates. And the person who operates in that gap controls every exchange they enter. The strategy itself was discovered by a political scientist named Robert Axelrod in 1984. He ran a tournament where experts from every field submitted computer programs to play a game called the Prisoner's Dilemma against each other across hundreds of rounds. The game is simple. 2 players each choose to cooperate or betray. If both cooperate, both get a moderate reward. If one betrays while the other cooperates, the betrayer gets a large reward, and the cooperator gets nothing. If both betray, both get almost nothing. Hundreds of strategies entered. Some were aggressive, designed to exploit cooperators. Some were deceptive, switching between cooperation and betrayal in complex patterns. Some were built with dozens of conditional rules engineered to outmaneuver every possible opponent. The winner had 4 lines of code. It was called tit for tat. Cooperate on the first move, then mirror whatever the other player did last. If they cooperated, cooperate back. If they betrayed, betray back. Immediately, without grudge, without memory beyond the last move. The simplest strategy in the tournament destroyed every sophisticated system designed to beat it. And the reason is the part that changes how you see every interaction for the rest of your life. Tit for tat wins because it teaches the other player how to behave. When someone cooperates with you and you cooperate back, you're reinforcing their cooperation. When someone betrays you and you betray back immediately, you're making betrayal expensive. When you forgive the moment they return to cooperation, you're making the path back to mutual benefit frictionless. Over dozens of interactions, the other player learns, without being told, without conscious awareness, that cooperating with you produces good outcomes and betraying you produces instant consequences. You're not persuading them. You're conditioning them. Through the structure of your responses, you're building the behavior you want from them without ever having a conversation about it. This is why tit for tat beats aggression, because pure aggression triggers retaliatory cycles that degrade every subsequent exchange. It's why it beats deception, Because complex strategies become transparent over repeated interactions, while tit for tat remains consistent and unreadable in its simplicity. And it's why it beats passivity, because a player who always cooperates regardless of what the other person does trains the other player to exploit them. Nietzsche described the herd as people who react to what's in front of them, governed by the emotion of the moment, the pressure of the current exchange, the need to win right now. The person operating from tit for tat has exited the herd entirely. They're not reacting to this move. They're shaping the next 50 moves through the structure of their response to this one. Now watch what this looks like when it leaves the computer simulation and enters your actual life. You have a colleague who consistently takes credit for collaborative work. The reactive response is confrontation. Call them out, escalate, create a conflict that might win this round but poisons the next 30 interactions. The passive response is tolerance. Absorb it, say nothing, and train them to keep doing it because the behavior produces reward with zero consequence. Tit for tat says, mirror the defection proportionally and immediately. The next collaborative project, reduce your contribution visibly. Share your individual work separately. Let the asymmetry become visible without narrating it. And the moment they adjust, the moment they give proper credit or propose genuinely equal collaboration, return to full cooperation instantly. No grudge, no lecture. Just the clean signal that cooperation produces cooperation and exploitation produces withdrawal. Within 3 or 4 cycles, the dynamic restructures. They don't think about why it changed. They just feel that a certain approach works with you and another approach doesn't. You've trained their behavior through the architecture of your responses. That's game theory running in a Tuesday afternoon office, and they never saw it. Here's why this works on the 99%, and not just in theory. Most people's decisions run through an emotional processor that game theory bypasses entirely. Consider this. Someone offers you a choice. Take a guaranteed $50 or flip a coin for $150 with a chance of getting nothing. Most people take the guaranteed $50. Now reverse it. You owe money. Pay a guaranteed $50 fine or flip a coin where you might owe $150 but might owe nothing. Suddenly, most people gamble. The math is identical in both scenarios. The decisions are opposite. Your brain processes gains and losses through 2 different systems, and anyone who understands that asymmetry can frame any offer to push you toward the option they want you to choose. Game theory operates above these biases. It doesn't ask, how do I feel about this exchange? It asks, what does my response to this exchange train the other person to do next time? That single reframe, from winning the moment to shaping the sequence, is the difference between the 99% and the person who consistently outpositions everyone around them. Nietzsche wrote about the person who acts from a place beyond reactive emotion, who moves through the world shaping it rather than being shaped by it. He wasn't describing emotional numbness. He was describing the exact cognitive stance that game theory produces. The ability to see the structure underneath the exchange while everyone else is drowning in the content of it. One strategy: cooperate first, mirror immediately, forgive instantly. No complex rules, no manipulation. Just a pattern of responses so clean and so consistent that the people around you start behaving differently without understanding why. The 99% will keep reacting to what's in front of them, winning arguments they should have let go, tolerating behavior they should have mirrored, holding grudges that make forgiveness impossible when the other person finally turns. The 1% will play the sequence, and the sequence always wins.